Hello everyone, and welcome to our game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Jensen Iron 1. He's in the Minotaur, at tier 10, British cruiser, and I'm terribly sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. Now he is on the map Greece in a 4-point domination game. So it's a tier 10 battle, not too many tier 10s around though. There is no carrier, there are 2 destroyers, and well, there are 2 raiders, a Baltimore and a Des Moines. Now he's just scouting this area here a little bit. Well, I mean, we have descent here too, but he's gotta be careful if he gets too close and oh, he's detected by a plane, and it could be rather problematic, but he was already in process of turning basically, so he can easily just turn away and deploy a smoke. And it looks like the enemy didn't really use the opportunity to shoot him. Like in a Minotaur, you wanna be very careful. You are very squishy with barely any armor. Battleships can overmatch basically a lot of your ship, and you are easily citadeled from every angle. Now meanwhile, we have, that was I think the Amalfi here is complaining chance that the team is shit. Now when we take a look at the minimap, we see that the friendly cruiser was sunk at F1. So basically, he knew that he was alone, and yet he kept pushing, then he kept pushing towards the other side of the... Well, I mean, he pushed past the center line here, basically in the enemy half of the map, on his own, without any support against ships that were already spotted, got sunk. And now he's blaming the team for it. What a great player. Meanwhile, in the center we have an Alsace that's awfully close to an Akisuki, and I have a feeling that might not work out for him, but we're going to see. I mean, there's a lot of madness going on here. We have the Khabarovsk pushing around here, which might seem like a good idea to help this Alsace, but there is a Friedrich there with Hydro, and there is an Albemarle, and it's not like Khabarovsk can easily go into concealment anyway, or has... Well, I mean, he probably doesn't have smoke. So I'm mostly surprised that the Alsace survived it, to be honest. But we have a lot of craziness already going on there. Meanwhile, Jensen here is just comfortably in his smoke and while shooting stuff. Now he has some torps going there for the Izumo. We will see how that works. But the smoke is going to run out. And if that smoke runs out and the Izumo comes around this corner and isn't getting torped, then he's pretty much screwed. Might have benefited from just running away a little bit earlier. I mean, it depends how... what happens with this Izumo. And oh, those torps look spot on. There you go, that's 7 torp hits and the Izumo is still floating. But he can hopefully correct this with his guns, but you know, it's an Izumo. And one salvo of the Izumo could be more than enough to sink him, but doesn't look like that happened here, so he got lucky. Honestly, when it comes to a Minotaur, I love the Minotaur, but whenever a battleship shoots at you with armor piercing, no matter the angle, you should expect to get citadeled, and you should count yourself lucky if it doesn't happen, in my experience. And there comes the Montana shells. Montana also kind of failed, I suppose. But you know, next smoke screen ready, he has smoke again, so everything is fine, although that was a bit of a risky situation that would have easily ended the game right here and there. Well, for him. Now, that Montana is getting farmed quite nicely. Meanwhile, well, the enemy is heavily deployed at the A cap, and the A cap is pretty much lost. We have an Alsace facing off against the North Carolina there. Why is the Alsace so pushy? It doesn't even have any... Why is the enemy team not supporting themselves? There are just so many questions and so few answers. Also, are they going to kiss? What do you guys think? Are they going to kiss? I mean, that's the best outcome probably for North Carolina. I mean, I can't see the hit points right now, but if faced with an Alsace in a North Carolina without much... Well, I guess there's the Yamato. And potentially a lot of enemies. Might just go for the ram. Now, meanwhile... Jensen here is going to move forward again. wasn't much point in staying in this smoke screen. He doesn't have targets anymore, although the Amagi could be at least hoping here, and that set is sort of in the way, but he's warning the set in chat. He actually, before he started hoping, he wrote my torps. The destroyer is acknowledging that, so should be fine here. It's always like of a questionable idea to launch torps from the back when there is an ally in the front. If the ally acknowledges that, it should be fine. But also keep in mind that people don't always read chat. So in this case, the set actually acknowledged in chat, so everything's fine, but just saying. Be aware that just warning somebody in chat is often not enough, because they might not be looking at chat in the 30 seconds or so that it's relevant. But you know that battleship has been dealt with, and well, there is Venetians around here still, but now smoke is almost ready. So Hansen here could just try to grab the D cap and then maybe pew a little bit inside the B cap. This seems to be a reasonably even game so far. And I didn't watch what happened with those two battleships now. But considering how they were sunk, they probably didn't kiss, which is a shame. But they are... well, they both have been sunk. Now... we see the battleship's guns are not pointed that way just yet. This is a bit of a dicey situation to be in, because that Friedrich could do a lot with that Minotaur here. But as long as those guns aren't... oh, the guns are now turning. Yeah, you really should smoke. You should smoke. I mean, there are some shells incoming, and there is the smoke, but a little bit later. You know, this could have ended horribly. I mean, and the guns are turned somewhere else again.
Smoke screen set.
Oh, but there is another problem. Now that Friedrich is hopefully going to be dealt with pretty soon, there is a destroyer approaching, so Hydro is going bad. You see, the destroyer is close enough that he can detect the Minotaur while shooting in smoke, but far enough away that he is outside of the Hydro range, and this is a bit of a problem there. Now, there is also the Venezia, and the Venezia has actually been doing quite a lot of damage to the Minotaur. The SIT, they are really dangerous. So Jensen is moving out here to take care of the gearing problem. I mean, like, the gearing was in a very good spot while he was outside of the Hydro and able to spot the Minotaur, but you know, Minotaur just moved forward. And I guess the gearing didn't account for that because he couldn't escape the Hydro. So that's one gearing dealt with. And this game is looking fairly reasonable right now. The friendlies are in the process of taking the decap, then they will have more capstans, although it's equal on ships. So we will see. There is still a Venezia here that I think is fairly healthy, and that Venezia could certainly be a problem. Now we have the set coming in here to support, but I mean the set's support will mostly... yeah, Venezia is still pretty healthy, so... Hydro doesn't seem to be running, because our Minotaur isn't hydroed. We have some torps going there. And this might just be decided by torp, because like... hit point wise, this is not a fight the Minotaur will win, unless the Venezia just goes around full broadside. Now the advantage is the Minotaur is single launched torps, so if he... oh, and the Hydro is no longer running. But I think the set might have picked up the spotting. Like, if he can get single launched torps into the Venezia, then obviously the Venezia is just going... the Venezia is trying very hard to go around here. There are the single launched torps. Venezia is still floating though, and... oh yeah, this seems to be working just fine.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So, Venezia miscalculated there a little bit, it looks like. I mean, if the Venezia would have... I mean, maybe should have just come around a little bit further away from the island so he couldn't be ambushed that easily. It's not like the Minotaur would have a chance in a gunfight in the open water, not with the hit points he had. The Venezia starts angling. But then again, I mean, if he was too far away, the Minotaur might have just smoked up and profited from the set spotting. But you know, anyway, good for the friendlies. Nicely done by our Minotaur. So, let's increase speed a little bit while Jensen is going towards... Oh, there is a Baltimore spotted. I mean, technically it's still anyone's game, but... Oh, and he's using his... I mean, it's the last heal. I might have personally waited a little bit. There wasn't that much damage to heal there. I mean, it protects him a little bit having points right now from getting like one-shotted, which is always a concern in a Minotaur. But personally, I think I would have waited. Like, if for example, the Baltimore sets him on fire, he could have just popped the heal then and maybe got a little bit more healing out of it. Like, if you're down to your last charge, like if you have multiple charges, then you want to get through the heal so that the heal is ready again. Go through the cooldown. But if it's your last charge, that doesn't really matter, so you can be a little bit more conservative at times. None of this matters right now anyway. It looks like. And he's trying to sink the Baltimore. Baltimore managed to go into concealment, but also Baltimore turned a bit broadside before that happened. And there is a Confederate and a Kraken. Okay, looking pretty nice right now. The enemy's down to 2 ships. And well, the friendlies, they still have a battleship, they still have a destroyer. I guess the enemy still has radar, so... The destroyer might still trouble if he isn't careful. I'm not entirely sure what the Lion's plan right here is. The Lion should probably just charge this Des Moines, because, well, it's a Des Moines, it doesn't have torps. Unless he gets told by the Ibuki, he should be perfectly fine. Like, just coming around here and sinking that Des Moines seems like a good plan. Then again, I mean, it looks like he has awkwardly probably beached himself against this island. So maybe he just needs some time to extract himself from that situation. So we just lost the booster. Still looking decent for the friendlies. Now, can Jansen here ambush the Des Moines with torps? We are going to find out. Des Moines is radaring, and it looks like the Des Moines is... Well, he has found the set, so he's going after the set, but you know, he's under fire from a Minotaur. Des Moines is trying to heal, and he's angling against the Minotaur, which is a decent choice, but I think he's on too low health. This is one of the situations where the Des Moines might have been better off just shooting the Minotaur, because the Minotaur is on very low health, and he can just like use high explosive and farm it. Like, the Minotaur was the bigger threat, was the Des Moines, and sometimes while the set is a very important target to take down, in this situation I think dealing with the Minotaur first would have been beneficial for the Des Moines, because if it managed that, then it'd still be alive probably. And it looks like the Lion finally managed to get out of his situation there. The Ibuki obviously going to Cap C right now. And yeah, this is what the set is doing. The smart thing is just taking the A-cap, isn't risking anything. We had 900 something points. And Jensen here, he is just randomly shooting, because why not? Also, that means he was detected. That means the Ibuki shot back, and that means he can now actually shoot. Because all he wants is probably get his 7th kill or some more damage in. I mean, this game is won. Unless the Ibuki invents a teleportation device and possibly a time stop, I don't think there is any chance of... Oh, and the Ibuki decided to stop, I guess. Oh, no, he's... Oh, there are torps. Ah. But it looks like there is also a very convenient gap. So there we go. Oh yeah, Ibuki is almost down, so who will get the kill? And we make it 7. Yes, we can. So, Jensen Iron earned himself 3,280 base experience. About twice as much as the second in the team, so very well done by him. Great game. He achieved a Confederate, a Dreadnought, a Kraken, and a High Caliber, scoring 287,000 points of damage and sinking 7 enemy ships. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.